Hi everyone, it's Carol here at Oak House Journals. Big warm welcome from me as always. It's a gorgeous sunny afternoon here in the UK, so apologies about the shafts of light that are coming through the window, but it's just too nice to shut out the sunshine. So I'm going to do my Margarete Miller assignment number 32 today, which is part of Margarete Miller's Collage Weekly Challenge for 2024. I've got my prompts here and my prompt pieces, which doesn't look very much this week, but I've got all my pieces here, and as usual I'm going to use all the prompts, including the bonus prompt. I'm not going to change out a prompt and take in the bonus prompt. I'm going to use them all. So let's get started. The first prompt is cake or dessert. Oh my goodness, what a choice. Well, I've decided to go with cake, and I've gone with this rather ostentatious one here. It's a birthday cake, a happy 10th birthday cake, as you can see, and it's heavily bedecked with flags and poppers and little stars and things like that. So I'm going to be using that one. And I've also got this. Now this is the top half again of the cake, because I want to have a really spectacular cake. An instrument with keys. Now, yes, I have got a typewriter, and yes, it is typically regarded as a machine, not an instrument, but it is also played as a musical instrument, a percussion instrument, to be more exact. It frequently is used in musical compositions. The first time it was done was way back in the 1950s. In 1968, there was a group called the Loving Spoonful. Do you remember those? Maybe not, but I do. And they used a typewriter as a percussion instrument in a single that they released called Money. And would you believe it, and I only found that out today, there is actually an orchestra that plays nothing but typewriters, and that is called the Boston Typewriter Orchestra. Trust me, go and Google it, it's true. So a bit of artistic license, I'm going to use a typewriter, and obviously it has keys. So I've got that. The next prompt is a flying insect. Well, I've gone with this gorgeous bejewelled image of, I think it's a scarab beetle, not sure, but it has wings and does fly. This one won't, because it is a jewellery piece. This piece is the piece that I'm using for the fourth prompt, which is polka dots. It's just a piece of cardstock that I had in amongst my stash, and it's got some pastel green, yellow and orange polka dots on there. It was the only polka dot paper I could find without going in and printing some off, so I'm hoping it's not going to clash too much with the colour scheme that I've got going on for my cake. The penultimate prompt was a flag, so I've gone for this one, which is a red and white on a lovely blue background, and again to tie in with that. And lastly, bonus, a piece of ribbon. Well, I've gone with obviously a typewriter ribbon, and that little scroll there is my piece of ribbon. Okay, so let's see what I can produce for this week. I have an idea of what I want to do this week, so it should come together very, very quickly. As you can see, I've cut this out so that it more or less fits inside my border. It's a bit shy top and bottom and on either side, but I'm happy with that. It's a nice area for me to work on, and I may well cut it down in due course. I've got my flag, which I very much want to have in the background, maybe something like that, and luckily it's just of a size that I can get a row of polka dots down either side. I'm going to bring in my tweezers for the next bit. So I've got my typewriter. Now I was thinking I would have my typewriter half on and half off, and just slightly over to the left so I can get my flag in here. I've made, very unimaginatively, a slit along that line there. You can probably see if I pick it up in there. And I was thinking that I would have my bug popped in there as if it was a piece of paper. And I've fussy cut round this little knob here on the right hand side, so I've got something like that, and I'm hoping to use that corner up there to put that little piece in, so something like that. And then this is where my ribbon comes in, so potentially something like that for there. I want that just breaking the corner, or breaking the corner up a little bit, I should say. So something like that. Maybe I'll flip that round the other way and see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. So just breaking up that left-hand corner and still coming down my page. And then my cake, I thought I would have just hiding this corner here, or this side here, with that side of the cake, hiding that button there, or that key there. So this too breaks up that corner of the flag. Now I'm going to just raise that up a little bit, gently going to try and take my tweezers away. So something like that. And then I thought I could bring these in behind and create a bit more of a display with my cake, in which case I could probably bring that cake down some more like that. And I'm going to cut this in half, straight down the middle like that, so that I can make use of these pieces. Maybe something like that. It's going to be a very, very ostentatious cake, as I've said. So I could have it like that. It makes a bit more of a feature, I think. Bring this piece in like that, maybe a bit higher. So I'm just kind of thinking, maybe let's try this again with this piece. Doesn't want to sit nicely. Might be too much, don't know. Let's just play with it a little bit like that. And this piece, let's maybe pop that out the side a little bit more up there. This one can come up and over a little bit more as well, something like that. Yeah, and I think that is how I'm going to have my piece this week. So I'm going to glue those portions behind my cake. So let's do that quickly. So the first thing I need to do really is get this piece glued onto the background. Now, I'm not going to trim this just yet. I might not trim it at all, but for now I'm just going to leave it as is. So let's get this bug glued into place on my typewriter. So I'm just tucking it in that little slit that I made. Put a dab of glue behind, like that. Hoping that's straight. Okay, so just going to put a little bit of glue in that corner so that I know where this is going to go. Didn't do that very well. So that it's anchored to my typewriter. So I'm just going to do a little mark so that I know that's where I want it to go. Pop that back in place. Just going to leave this one slightly raised and these, just so that I've got some movement. And similarly with this, I'm not going to glue it all the way down around the edges, so it looks like it is a piece of paper in my typewriter. And now I need to get this on, and I think I had it round that way, just to take off that corner. So let's get some glue on the back of this. There we go. Now I'm just going to rub away my pencil lines on here, and I'm going to position that on there. But first I need to decide if I'm going to chop it shorter, top and bottom. So let me just have a quick look at that, and as always I'm going to do my usual trick and just do something like that, see if I like the look of it. And I think I will, because as it stands at the moment, it just looks like this is a background piece and not part of the collage. So I think I'm just going to trim it down round about there. And similarly at the top, I'm going to trim it away. So I'll come back when that's done. And I've just trimmed down the background a little bit to reduce some of the excess from the top and the bottom. I think that looks better and makes it look like it is part of the collage and not so much as a background piece of paper. So what I'm going to do now is rub away my pencil line and then glue this onto my background, and then I'll come back and go through the prompts with you. So let's quickly just get these guidelines rubbed away. And there we go, everybody. That's my finished piece for this week. So let me bring in the prompts. The first one was cake or dessert. I went with this cake down here, this birthday cake. An instrument with keys, I went with the typewriter. A flying insect, I went with my bug there. Polka dots, my background. A flag in the background behind my typewriter. And bonus, a piece of ribbon. And that's it there. And actually looking at that, I think I've glued it upside down, but it's absolutely fine. I'm not that bothered. I think it could work that way as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Hope you enjoyed seeing this one come together. Very, very quick this week. More or less had an idea of how I wanted this one to look as soon as I chose my typewriter. So yeah, I'm pleased with it. And luckily, I don't get a clash with these polka dots and the main colours, so that's a bonus if anything. So thank you as always for watching, and I hope you join me next week for collage number 33. Until then, have a great week and happy crafting. Bye bye now.